Hi, everyone, and welcome to Marketing Management. Um, since we've already had our first class, and since we're such a large class, we just were able to get through our introductions for the first class. So for today, I wanted to get into our syllabus for Marketing Management Business 408. Obviously, you know that we'll meet Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays from 8 to 8:50 in Cleveland Center, room 213. Again, my name is Judy Donahue, and my email address is at the top of the syllabus that you have, judy.donahue@usiouxfalls.edu. My cell phone number is 605-360-0639. Since I am an adjunct instructor, I will just come in and teach a class, and then I'll be gone. I also have another job at Sanford, and so anyway, I'll be leaving, but I do check my email at least twice a day. So if you have any questions, feel free to let me know, and I'm happy to help you out on it. So I'm certain that you all are probably pretty much aware of the Kurovich School of Business undergraduate program learning goals on it, and the Kurovich School of Business undergraduate program learning outcomes. So we probably don't need to cover that. Marketing management is a managerial approach to application of basic marketing concepts. Many marketing concepts are explored in depth through the use of readings and case studies on it for this class. And I try to keep it as interesting and real to life as possible. I think that makes it the most interesting on it. So our goals for the course is that for you to develop a fundamental body of knowledge relating to the managing of the marketing objectives, that you'd be able to apply basic knowledge of marketing concepts through the use of simulated real-world situations. Again, like I said, I think that the real world is the best way to learn on it. Also that you can develop the skills and competencies needed by effective marketing managers. When we finish up this course, you should be able to describe how companies can use marketing research. You'd be able to define customer value, satisfaction, and loyalty, and describe how companies can deliver them. Also to identify the marketing strategies that are appropriate for each of the product life cycles that we'll get more in depth to. Taking a look at how market challengers can attract market leaders definitely has been a huge change in the last few years over marketing and with companies. So always is interesting to me. We'll identify ways that service marketers can help to create strong brands. We'll analyze how companies can integrate channels and to also manage channel conflict on it. We'll take a look at the factors that must be considered before a company decides to maybe go international. That's also another class that I teach is international marketing. So if you ever have an interest in that, feel free to jump into my international marketing class. And then we'll take a look at how companies can be responsible social marketers. That's definitely gotten to be an important point over the last few years. And then also to take a look at the present and future of marketing channels on it. So talked a little bit about our first class, my background, but like I said, I've got my MBA through USF. I did the degree completion program. I like USF. I always enjoyed my instructors, and I also enjoyed the students. And so I certainly hope that you are having a good experience here also. Again, like I mentioned, I'm an adjunct professor. I did get my Bachelor of Science in Business Management in 2009 through the degree completion program, and I still liked going to school, as I told you. And so I went on and got my MBA with an emphasis on marketing from the University of Sioux Falls. I had 30 years in the telecommunications industry. I also worked into the Yellow Pages, selling advertising to large and medium-sized businesses. I am currently working, like I mentioned, at Sanford Health in the healthcare business industry in the area of sales at a medical spa, and I also had worked in the areas of women and children's community programming. My teaching philosophy is that I am here to serve you, the students. It's your education, and to make the class the most fun and enjoyable for all, it's important to participate, ask questions that will help to also enrich the quality of the class that you take. I'm also here to mentor the students. I always enjoy trying to help out, or if I can definitely give you any um, advice or experience help, I'm certainly happy to help you with that. I like to learn about as much about marketing management as you, so I learned right along with you. And as I had mentioned, that real life business situations are my favorite business experiences on it. And the ones that I have learned the most from, like I said, real life business experiences. I always like to share those stories or looking for current events all the time. We will have a segment in the news, which we'll talk about a little bit later, and we'll do a sign-up sheet for that second week of February on it. So I feel the best way to learn is through case studies, article reviews, project research, and discussion groups. And I also learn as much as you do, like I said, learning right along with you and helping out with the students. As we had mentioned, and I had sent you an email, the textbook that you will need for the class is Marketing Management, the 5th edition through Cengage Learning on it. And then we also will use APA format, so you can pick up the concise rules of APA style, or if you have any questions, I'm happy to help you out with that. As far as on attendance, I know that everybody has busy lives, and I'm certainly understanding of that and willing to work with you. If you would just send me an email or let me know if you won't be in class, probably more than likely your absence will be excused. But I do like to know if you can't be here, and I do appreciate your honesty on it. So anyway, just please let me know, and I'll work directly with you on it if there's anything I can help you out with. So probably the best way to get in touch, like I said, I don't spend a lot of outside time on campus, but I am available through the USF email, and like I said, I do check that at least a couple of times a day. You're always welcome to call me. I don't normally answer phone numbers that I'm not familiar with, but if you do leave me a message, I'm happy to get back to you as soon as possible. All of our coursework will all be done through the my USF learning management system, so everything will be on there. Again, I mentioned as far as the APA format will be what will be expected on turning in your papers. You can use library data resources recommended on it, and of course we'll be using Microsoft Word and Microsoft PowerPoint for any kind of presentation on it. Again, like I mentioned, for course expectations, it's important that we have active participation in our class activities and discussions. Makes it more fun for you and more fun for me that everybody participates and adds in, and everyone has something of value, so definitely is appreciated. Anyway, turning in your work, like I said, everything would be done basically on a Word format. There might be one case study, I believe, that shows maybe it would have a little bit of Excel on it. So that would all be turned in. So basically the points for the class attendance and participation is 100 points. We'll have case studies and 16 different case studies at 20 points apiece, which would equate to 320 points. For this class, we'll have a midterm exam, and then we'll have a final exam on it, and miscellaneous homework 140 points, so total would be 760 points, and that will all be graded on the MyUSF. Okay. So just to kind of give you a little bit of what we'll be covering with the course outline this week, kind of getting things set up, taking a look at the syllabus, any questions on the APA format I'm happy to help you with. We'll have a little bit of a discussion on why marketing is important. Like I said, we'll do in the news. There's always a lot of in the news on companies and what's happening, especially all of the changes that has been happening over the last couple of years. Super Bowl obviously is a big event, one of the largest marketing events every year, and so we will have a forum that's posted on the LMS for you to discuss what your favorite Super Bowl commercial was for the 2020 Super Bowl, and what it is that you liked about it. You could also include your the one that you maybe like the least, and if you could respond also to 2 students' replies to get credit for attendance for the class for today. Next week, we'll jump into why marketing management is important on it. We'll have a case study taking a look at what marketing actually is, looking at marketing as an exchange relationship, why marketing management is important, and then looking at the 5 C's, STP, and 4 P's, which if you've taken any marketing classes, I'm sure you're familiar with. Week 3, we'll take a look at customer behavior on it. We'll look at, again, another case study, taking a look at the 3 phases of the purchase process, different types of purchases, and the marketing science of customer behavior. All can really be kind of interesting, I think. Week 4, we'll get into segmentation, another case study there, looking at why we do segment, what are market segments, what information serves as basis for segmentation, and how do marketers segment the market. Week 5, we'll get into targeting and positioning, taking another look at another case study, what is targeting and why is it that marketers do that, how do we choose a segment to target, taking a look at sizing the markets, what is positioning and why it's possibly the most important aspect of marketing. And then again, we'll have our in the news stories. Week 6, we'll look at product, goods, and services and brands. Another case study. At that time, we will look at our midterm exam, or it may be, I believe the week after spring break. It goes a little bit later this year. What it is that we mean by a product, how goods are different from services, what's the firm's core marketing offering, what's a brand, why is it that we brand, what are brand associations, what are branding strategies, how is brand equity determined. Then week 7 is spring break, so we'll be off for that. Week 8, we'll come back and we'll jump into new products, another case study, taking a look at why new products are important, how our market development new products for their consumers, how do new products and brand extensions fit into the marketing strategy, what kind of trends it is that we should be watching in marketing, and like I said, that's constantly changing all the time. Week 9, we'll look into pricing, another case study, taking a look at why pricing is so important in the marketing world, looking at the background of supply and demand, looking at low price, options, high price, the units of revenue, volume, or profits, and the consumer and the psychology of pricing, also another subject that I think is rather interesting. Week 10, we'll look at channels of distribution and logistics, again, another case study, taking a look at distribution channels and the supply chain logistics, and why do we use them, taking a look at how to design smart distribution systems, intensive or selective, power and conflict in channel relationships, and then again in the news. Week 11, we'll get into integrated marketing communications. That again might be something that you maybe are familiar with if you've taken other marketing classes. We'll look at the advertising choices, message and media choices on it, which again, social media has definitely changed means of advertising and different types of advertising, taking a look at why advertising is important, why is advertising important on it, what market goals are sought from advertising campaigns, designing advertising messages to meet our market and corporate goals, and how is advertising evaluated. Something that I find very fascinating that a lot of businesses really don't even think about how people are finding them, and that's advertising is costly, and so you definitely want to make sure that it's going to be effective for you. Week 12, we'll take a look at social media role in marketing management on it.